Viewer discretion is advised. Under the speaker's command, the D-Class booted up the game. He gripped the controller with anticipation.
Now, please read out the instructions on the manual.
The D-Class cleared his throat, then read out the manual in his best game show host impression.
Professor Ghoul's terrifying horror challenge is a realistic and scary action game that the entire family can enjoy. The manic Professor Ghoul invites all comers to test their mettle, wits, and strength in his fantastic challenge. Do you have what it takes to be victorious? Playing the game's easy. All you have to do is choose whether you want to go at it alone or with a friend. Then do whatever it takes to survive level after level of horrifying action and adventure. Once you've started the game, you can play it anywhere, home, in town, even at school. Whenever and wherever Professor Ghoul's spooky creations find you, the fun never ends. Be careful though, Professor Ghoul is a man of honor. Once you've decided to take on the challenge, you can't stop until someone emerges as the victor. Get through with all your body parts intact and you'll be the coolest kid in town. Lose, however, and you're at the mercy of Professor Ghoul. There's no extra lives in Professor Ghoul's terrifying horror challenge and no second chances. Get game over and you're done. Meh, shouldn't be too different or too difficult than the games I've played. I can handle it.
Excellent. You may begin. Please be informed that your gameplay will be recorded for research purposes.
And so he pressed start confidently. What he didn't know was the horrors that followed in the later levels. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you SCP Foundation SAFE Class Object SCP-1315. SCP-1315, also known as The Hardest Game, appears to be a standard video game cartridge of the North American version of the Nintendo Entertainment System console, known alternatively as NES. The cartridge is made of gray plastic and is unlabeled. According to an operation manual that comes with it, the game is entitled Professor Ghoul's Terrifying Horror Challenge. Its caption reads, "A realistic high-stakes action game for 1 to 2 players." When the cartridge is used in an NES console, a black screen appears, containing nothing except a simple menu with the option for a single-player or a 2-player mode. Pressing the Start button on either of the options advances to another screen. The game will then ask to confirm whether the persons currently holding the game controllers are those who wish to play. If the No option is selected, the game will return to the Mode Select menu. Selecting Yes prompts the game to beep loudly and display a blank red screen. Nothing more will happen on screen after this point. When the game begins, the players of the game will be subjected to a series of increasingly horrific challenges that manifest in the real world. The game elements are only visible to the players. The challenges involve players escaping from or combating hostile creatures over a series of levels. Once the game has begun, it cannot be halted until the players either win or lose. Turning the console off simply renders the players unable to receive hints from the game. Physically leaving the game area will cause the phenomena manifested by the game to follow the players to their new location. If the players fail to complete the level, they will be captured by the enemies within the game. This will cause the game to end and the players to disappear. It is currently unknown where the players go after they lose. The game's manual claims the fun never ends, and does not specify how many challenges must be completed to win the game, if it can be won at all. However, a D-Class personnel have thus far managed to reach level 33. After starting the game, the entirety of the Foundation facility became the D-Class's play area. The first few levels spawned various entities that would chase and overwhelm the D-Class. Weapons effective against these enemies would also spawn somewhere nearby. However, on level 7, the D-Class was not provided with any weapon. He was assaulted by 2 hostile men, each armed with an axe and a chainsaw.
Wait, no weapons? How is this fair?
Luckily, he survived the level for an hour and advanced. On level 9, a group of armed men resembling local police force converged on the D-Class's location and attempted to apprehend him. A loaded assault rifle spawned for the D-Class.
Finally! I've been waiting to do this. I've always wondered how it feels to shoot.
He picked up the weapon and immediately unloaded on his enemies. The remaining gunmen called for backup, which arrived within the next 10 minutes.
Keep coming, and I'll keep killing.
The gunfight went on for 2 hours. The level was beaten after he killed every gunman, including the reinforcements. Level 12. An unseen but hostile force attacked the D-Class. It was capable of manipulating physical objects, including the D-Class himself. Like Level 7, no weapons were provided.
No weapons and an enemy that I can't see? How the hell am I supposed to beat this level?
According to the guide, you must find 3 random objects. They could be documents, photographs, or some ornaments around you. Do that, then you'll advance.
Ugh, I hate walking simulators.
The D-Class wandered around the facility. Occasionally, he would dodge objects thrown by the unseen force, or get thrown himself. Eventually, he found the necessary objects and dispelled the unseen force. Level 16. A group of 4 humanoids spawned and attempted to kill the D-Class. They were reported to resemble past users of SCP-1315.
Is this freaking PvP? God, this is getting annoying.
The attackers were initially unarmed, but they immediately fashioned makeshift weapons out of nearby objects. To the D-Class's surprise, the attackers moved at a startling speed. They also had the ability to pass through solid objects. The D-Class grabbed the weapon that spawned for him. To his disappointment, it was a pair of binoculars. With much difficulty, the D-Class bludgeoned the attackers with the binoculars and prevailed. Level 27 was when the surroundings began to shift. As the level started, the D-Class found himself in a dark, rundown urban area. A number of shadow entities spawned and attacked him. Immediately, he noticed a pattern.
If I move too fast or make too much noise, they'll attack. God, I hate stealth sections.
His objective was to proceed to an area not far from the starting location, where he eventually found a special weapon. It was a wand, which allowed the D-Class to kill the entities by pointing it towards them.
Abalone, Cavadar, whatever, die!
A blinding light shot out from the tip of the wand, and the entities disappeared unceremoniously.
That was janky as hell, like it was made by some indie dev with the budget of some pocket change.
Finally, he made it to level 33, the highest record known. The D-Class found himself on what looked like a tropical island. Blue sky, waterfalls pouring down gloriously in the distance, and an endless vista of sweeping greenery.
This looks pleasant and familiar.
He advanced forward, taking in the scenery as he went. Suddenly, his foot landed on something squishy. It was a bloody carcass of a dead rabbit. Shocked, he took his foot off the rabbit hastily, but stumbled as he lost his balance. That was when he realized that dead bodies of various animals and even humans were strewn all over the path ahead. Some were strung on the palm trees that lined his pathway.
Dear God, what have I gotten myself into? Oh, Christ, I suppose there's no going back now.
He steeled himself and walked on. Moving past the bodies, he stumbled upon a gaming icon standing ahead. It was Sonic, but something wasn't quite right with it.
Hello, do you want to play a game with me?
Well,
Hide and seek.
What? I don't understand.
Suddenly, his surroundings transformed into a burning hellscape. Everything was on fire as far as the eye could see. Sonic was nowhere to be found.
Oh God, is this hell? Am I in hell now?
Then, Sonic's laugh echoed.
You can run, but you can't.
Yeah, I can't hide. I know how it goes. Please, just spare me.
But you can't run forever.
Out of nowhere, Sonic appeared, its eyes glowing red and dripping blood. It started chasing him through the burning jungle. The D-Class ran, weaving in between the falling trees and jumping over lava pits. Eventually, he shook off Sonic. Or so he thought.
Where is he? Is he gone?
He looked around frantically. Sonic was nowhere to be found. But when he turned back, Sonic was already standing in front of him. Its gaping mouth was wide open, lined with needle-sharp teeth.
No! Don't go closer! Please! I beg you! No, 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 no!